Welcome to Dark Hearts and True Crimes, a place where love turns to obsession, trust cracks into betrayal, and innocence meets unspeakable horror. Tonight, we take you to Seattle, Washington, a beautiful, rain-soaked city full of life, culture, and charm. A city where people go to start over. That's what Ingrid Lyne was doing. She wasn't broken. She wasn't lost. She was healing. Ingrid was the kind of woman you'd notice without her trying. Not because she was loud or flashy, but because she radiated warmth. She had one of those rare presences, the kind that made people feel safe. At 40 years old, she had built a life filled with purpose. She was a surgical nurse, one of the best at Swedish Medical Center, and a devoted single mother to 3 young daughters. Her patients trusted her. Her co-workers admired her. Her children adored her. But as beautiful as her life looked on the outside, Ingrid had been through her share pain. She had just come out of a difficult marriage, a divorce that drained her emotionally, financially, spiritually. And now, after months of putting herself back together, she was finally starting to consider the possibility of love again. Not fireworks, not fairy tales, just something real. She was cautious, as any woman would be, especially one with children, especially one who understood that the world could be cruel even when you don't deserve it. So when she signed up for an online dating profile, she kept it simple. No filters, no fantasy, just honesty. She wrote about her girls, her job, her favorite places to hike. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was trying to find someone kind, someone safe. Then, she matched with John Robert Charlton. He didn't look like a movie star, but that wasn't what Ingrid was looking for. There was something rugged about him, a little rough, sure, but charming in that blue-collar, down-to-earth kind of way. He called her beautiful, told her she seemed grounded, said he admired how strong she was to raise kids on her own. He said all the right things, and Ingrid, ever the optimist, decided to take a chance. On the evening of April 8, 2016, Ingrid had plans. She was going on a date with John. He was picking her up and taking her to a Mariners baseball game. It sounded easy, public, safe. She told a few friends about it, even texted one of them. He seems nice. She wore her favorite jeans, did her hair just right. She was smiling when she left. That would be the last time anyone saw her alive. The next morning, everything unraveled. Her ex-husband showed up at Ingrid's house to drop off their girls. But the house was silent. The car was gone. No one answered the door. He waited, called, nothing. By that afternoon, her family was worried. Ingrid was many things, but careless wasn't one of them. She was never late when it came to her daughters, never silent, never missing. That evening, she was reported missing. Then, just hours later, a call came into the Seattle Police Department. A homeowner had made a gruesome discovery in his recycling bin. Inside were several large plastic bags, and inside those bags were body parts, wrapped, stacked, severed, arms, a head, tissue, cleanly cut, as if done by someone who knew anatomy, someone familiar with the human body. Within hours, forensic analysis confirmed a nightmare. The remains belonged to Ingrid Lyne. News spread quickly. A nurse, a mother, dismembered and discarded like garbage. Seattle was stunned. Police immediately began retracing her last steps. Who had she been with? Where had she gone? Her car was found abandoned in a nearby neighborhood. Inside, blood was smeared on the seats. Plastic bags matching the ones found in the recycling bin were in the trunk. Surveillance footage from the area showed a tall man, thin build, shifty movements, pulling bags from the vehicle and dumping them in various bins around the neighborhood. The man was John Charlton. When investigators brought him in for questioning, he looked exhausted, detached. His story was simple and suspicious. He claimed they went to the game, came back to her house, drank, and then he blacked out. When he woke up, Ingrid was gone. So he left. Police didn't believe him, because inside Ingrid's bathroom, they found blood, spatter, drag marks, signs of a violent struggle. Her drain had been scrubbed, but poorly. Her bathtub, investigators believe, had been the place where she was dismembered. Her body, carefully cut into pieces, right there in the home she shared with her children, by a man she had trusted. They found no defensive wounds on her remains, suggesting she may have been caught off guard, or perhaps drugged. The details were never fully released to public, but what remained clear was this. Ingrid Lyne invited a monster into her home. John Charlton had a long history. Arrests in multiple states, violence, assault, substance abuse, a trail of destruction that spanned years. But Ingrid hadn't known, because predators don't always look like predators. Sometimes they wear smiles. Sometimes they say all the right things. Charlton was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and auto theft. Eventually, he pled guilty, and in 2017, he was sentenced to 27 years in prison. But for those who loved Ingrid, there is no sentence long enough. She wasn't just murdered. She was stolen. Her life, her future, her presence in her daughter's lives. This wasn't just a tragedy. It was a violation of everything she believed in. Ingrid Lyne wanted what we all want. Love. A second chance. Someone to come home to. She did everything right. She met in public, told her friends, trusted her instincts. But evil doesn't always come with warnings. Sometimes it texts you goodnight. Sometimes it holds your hand at a baseball game. Sometimes it walks right through your front door. May we remember Ingrid not for the horror that ended her life, but for the beauty that filled it. She was more than a victim. She was a mother, a healer, a light, and she deserved so much more. If this story moved you, subscribe to Dark Hearts and True Crimes, because behind every headline is a human being, and behind every true crime is a soul that must never be forgotten.